Hey everyone! Welcome to another Let's Play with me, your host Tim. And today, we will begin playing through the Sec mod for System Shock 2 again. There'll be some prep here, which you can skip by going down to the comments section down below, where I will have a link allowing you to jump ahead to where we actually start our adventure, more or less, as it were. There'll be a second link down there in case you don't even want to see the tutorial, in which case you'll be jumped ahead to where we actually start the game, although that might be the next video, just as a heads up. Check the comment section for details. So, really quick, what is the Sec mod? What is System Shock 2? What are we doing? And stuff like that. Well, first, I do want to say a few things. First things first. If it wasn't for the incredible community here at systemshock.org, I would not have been able to show you guys the incredible Sec mod, the awesome textures for plants, for the walls, the basically high definition pack, the way the models have been improved. The community here is incredible. The mods have been fantastic. I highly recommend that if you go and install System Shock 2 ever again, come here and check out the mods that these incredible people have. They have been awesome, and you'll find everything here in their SS2 modifications forum that you could possibly want in order to add to your System Shock 2 experience. It's here that I went and grabbed all of these mods for. It was here that I grabbed them from the past. It's here that I go to get them every few years whenever I reinstall System Shock 2 again in order to play it. Again, systemshock.org. Thank you, all you modders, and all you testers, all you developers, texture artists, just Play-Doh artists, and everyone on this forum. Thank you. You are making this possible for me to do. Honestly, thank you. It's incredible. Here's a list of all the mods that I am running for this game. You can see them all here. I'm just not running this one. This was an ancient one. So we've got the SHTUP beta installed, SecMod 3, the Rebirth, I believe it's some remodeling, I believe, of the creatures. We have some Sec mod fixes. Crap, I can't remember what some of these actually do, but we have some reskins for the goo and for flora and fauna that are in here. We have some improvements to the way the guns look, and vintage songs as well. We also have some removed content. I don't know what's actually in this. This was new when I came and visited the site, so we'll see that as well. Alright, let's jump back into the game. Again, here's the list of everything that I am running. You can see it all right here. Oh, and this is running with the Blue Mod Manager. You can get that. I believe it's called like SS2 Tool is what it's called. Again, you'll find a link to it and everything that I am running somewhere on this forum. Credit where credit was definitely due. Thank you again, incredible System Shock community, for all your mods and supporting them throughout these many years now that I have played this game. Speaking of playing the game, we're going to get right to it after I talk about the Sec mod System Shock 2 a little bit more, and why we're playing it again, etc, etc. So, what the heck is System Shock 2? Well, the best thing I can say is go down to the description down below in this video, and it will wrap it up as quick as I possibly can. It is a first-person shooter. We will be running around, I don't want to give away the plot, but let's just say a ship dealing with this horrible situation which will be occurring. Somewhat similar to like the original Half-Life if you played that. The game has a upgrade system, several of them actually in it. There is a limited amount of inventory, so space is a premium. We'll have to manage that as well. And there's kind of a class system, but it's not, it really just determines what your character starts out with for abilities. You could pick, let's say you want to be the Space Marine, but then immediately dump everything into PSYOPs training as you go through the game if that's what you wish to do. That's kind of the gist of it. We'll see everything, and I'll explain all the little bits in detail as we go through the game itself, as we begin to encounter these things. What the heck is a Sec mod? Well, the Sec mod, I forget what Sec stands for now, but know that it makes the game tougher from my recollection. Now, the last time I played through the Sec mod was the last time I uploaded it to my channel, and I haven't watched that video, or any video of that playlist, for like at least a year and a half. So I don't have a good memory of what's happening. The Sec mod was also updated between when I last played this game with the Sec mod and today. I think I was playing Sec mod version, I think it was 3.17 or something like that, 3.07. Now it's like 3... 199999 or something like that. I'm not familiar with what the differences are in the sec mod to the base game. I'm sorry. I'm familiar with a lot of them. I'm just not familiar with what the differences are between the sec mod, this version, and the previous version. Between this and the base game, enemies have more life, they do more damage, they attack quicker, they have new abilities. The maps are the same, but things have been moved around, so it's not... If you had played through the original System Shock 2, so the sec mod's going to surprise you with how things are moved about. It has revisited all of the skills and some of the psi powers and tried to balance them all, which is incredible. Repair is totally worth taking now. And it's done. And it added a few new... I think it removed some of the old PSYOPs abilities and added new ones in. We're going to find that there's additional... I forget what... Implants. Additional implants in the game. There are new weapons in the game. And there's other new enemies. I can't remember. And there's other things I'm forgetting. And the weapon upgrade system is different as well. So there's all of these incredible additions to the sec mod. Having beat the sec mod twice, I cannot imagine playing System Shock 2, the original, without it installed. It is amazing. It makes the game harder, and I love it. Finally know that as we're playing through the sec mod, that you can probably expect me to die a lot. I remember my first time playing through the sec mod off-screen, because I beat the game once and then I recorded it, that I had died a good deal. We're talking a huge amount. And it's been, again, like 2 years since I last watched a video on this, so you should expect me to die a lot. Death will be handled if I have reached the respawner. I will just respawn and go out there again. I will not abuse the respawning either. I won't just throw myself at the enemies endlessly. I will attempt to keep myself alive as much as I possibly can. And that's, I think that's good. That's good, everybody. All right, so I'm going to go quickly check how this is coming out. If everything sounds good, then I will see you in the game. We're going to start, in the tutorial at the very least. See you guys in a few seconds. Okay, everyone. Sounds like my voice is coming out okay. I did forget to mention, but I remembered, why am I playing through this again? Well, I remember being pretty unhappy with my original sec mod System Shock 2 recording. I mean, it was okay for my channel at the time, but I have a real microphone now, so I don't have to struggle with the volume in the game any longer. And I also don't like hearing myself breathe. Now, I remember hearing myself breathe in my playlist from ages ago. No one should ever have to listen to a Let's Player do that. That's just disturbing. It's really creepy. I had my microphone way too close to my mouth when I was using the headset. Anyway, I am beginning to babble. Let's go ahead and start us up a new game. Oh, and one last thing. As with the other videos from my channel that I am redoing, I will be deleting the original sec mod playlist from my channel by the time the third or fourth one of these goes up. So, if you wanted to watch that one more time for comparison, go ahead and watch that video really quickly, that playlist, because the whole thing will be gone. Once this video goes up, you should probably expect that, like, at most 2 weeks from now, it was when that playlist will be deleted and all the videos forever purged from the internet. Alright, let's go ahead and start us up a new game. Difficulty. Right. I remember ages ago that the normal difficulty in the sec mod was significantly harder than the hard mode was for the base game. But I like hard anyway, so we're gonna play this. The difficulty level, to my knowledge, indicates how much your stats impact you a bit. Like, for example, you'll gain less life per point in stamina, vitality, whatever it is that you get. It also determines how many cyber modules are required for an upgrade. You will need more cyber modules for upgrades on hard than you would on normal mode. It might affect the damage and amount of stuff you find, but I can't remember if that's the case. In any case, we're gonna play on hard. All right, let's do it.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine? In 2072, a rogue artificial intelligence known as Shodan lost her mind. In her limitless imagination, Shodan saw herself as a goddess, destined to inherit the earth. That image was snuffed out by the hacker who created her.
February 3rd is the day the magic happens. The Von Braun, the first starship in history capable of traveling at faster than light speed, will undertake her maiden voyage. This incredible journey is the result of teamwork between the UNN Protectorate and the incredible scientific minds at the newly relicensed Tri-Optimum Corporation. Imagine being able to travel to distant star systems in a period of weeks. It's all part of Tri-Op's commitment to the future. The Von Braun is packed with over 1.8 billion flight, scientific, and security systems, nearly all developed by Tri-Optimum and its wholly owned subsidiaries. Providing security for the Von Braun as she plows through the heavens will be the UNN Rickenbacker. At her helm will be no less than Captain William Bedford Diego himself, hero of the Battle of Boston Harbor during the Eastern States Police action. This incredible union of government and corporation is made possible by an intricate series of docking mechanisms that will allow the Rickenbacker to piggyback its way into jump space. Sleek, fast, revolutionary. Who knows what wonders await our crews in the bosom of the cosmos? All we do know is that it's a great day for mankind.
As a UNN Von Braun, we've been hijacked by an unknown force. Ship security has been compromised. Do not allow the ship... Repeat, do not allow the ship to leave under any circumstances. I don't know what we're up against here.
Oh, please still be recording. Okay, I'm gonna be right back, everyone. I want to save that bit off really fast. Okay, saved off. Had to make some volume adjustments. I think it'll be okay. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Ramsey Center UNN Recruitment Facility. Please watch your step when leaving the train. The grab shafts at the end of the hall will take you to the street-level training and recruitment center. Please proceed to the grab shafts.
I guess these guys are operating the train system. I don't know about their fishnet see-through pants. I can't believe... Don't think that was a good idea. I think it was a good idea, guys. Welcome to GlobalCom. To make a terrestrial call, pick up the receiver and speak or dial the number. To make an interplanetary call, swipe your credit index or insert 75 nanites, then dial the number. Wow. Public phones. Remember when those were a thing? Oh my goodness, so long ago. Oh, I am so sorry, everyone, if you're going to get sick while I'm playing the game here. I tend to rotate the camera around quickly.
Step into the grab shafts to proceed to the street-level recruitment.
There's no motion blur or anything of the sort, or anything to help, I think, this look a little better. Let me check one more thing. No, there's nothing else. All right, everybody, let's keep going. So we are here to be hired by the UNN, or rather, we are a new recruit. We are totally going over here to get this done. Somewhere around here, by the way, I think it's in this area, there is a basketball. Let me see if I can figure out where it's located. Not there. You can do some climbing and exploring around here. There it is. There's the basketball. This basketball is a secret, and if you manage to carry it with you to a certain spot, there'll be like a little Easter egg that will happen. I believe Eidos, is that who made this, has added like a every time this company made a game, they always had a basketball and a basketball court in it at some point. Oh, I see why. I see now why. The ladies have to wear fishnet leggings, see-through fishnet leggings, so I guess the guys have to as well. I guess it's the only way they could. I guess it's the only way that the higher-ups were like, yep, we want the ladies wearing these. And the ladies were like, well, if we're going to wear them, you're going to wear them too. And the guys are like, yep, we're totally doing it.
Before you choose your career, you'll want to learn some basic abilities. First, you should go into the Basic Training Center. When you're done with basic training, proceed to the Advanced Training area.
Okay, now this is important for all of us new folks. I mean, I'm not a new folk, but for you guys, because this will teach us some interesting things which aren't in too many other games. Let's go ahead and visit basic training.
To pick up some basic skills you'll need to get by in the service, enter this CyberLink booth. Inside, you'll learn the basic skills you'll need to get started.
Alright, well, let's learn those basic skills again.
Welcome, trainee. While you're in our virtual training courses, we provide you with a simulated cyber interface. This training interface is identical to an actual military-grade cyber interface. Now, let's try it out. Move the mouse. See how it changes where you look? That means you're in shoot mode. Hit the tab key. This puts you in use mode, where you can use your mouse to interact with items in the world. Open your primary MFD, or multifunction display, by clicking on the MFD button near the bottom of the screen. This display shows your strengths in various areas. When you're ready to continue, press the tab key to go back to shoot mode. Try changing between modes until you get the hang of it. Follow the red path along the ground to the next training station.
I rebound a few of my keys, and I forgot all about the inventory screen. I think we'll be okay. I might have to rebind it again. Any rebinding I'll do off-screen in between sessions, or, well, I might have to put a cut if it's too annoying.
To pick up items, center them on your screen and right-click. This will automatically place that item into your inventory. To view your inventory, press the tab key. You can move items around your inventory by left-clicking and dragging them around. To drop an item, drag it from your inventory into the 3D view and release the mouse button.
I'm going to go ahead and read all the descriptions, or rather the little bit of lore that's on all these items, but we'll do that when we get into the actual game. Down here, I want to quickly, I think the game might tell us too, but I don't know if it does. This blue line, this is your life. In the lower left-hand corner is where my cursor currently is. This red line is your psionic power, or mana, if you want to call it that. Eating and drinking will recover a little bit of life for you. I think 1 point each. I like the potato chip spew.
To
That's
use
awesome.
items like buttons in computers, center them in your view and click the right mouse button. All usable items will have brackets around them. Highlight the button on the pillar and right-click. This will activate the lift. Try it out. If you can still see your inventory display, it means you're in use mode. To use items like buttons in computers, center them in your view and click the right mouse button. All usable items will have brackets around them. Highlight the button on the pillar, and the object before you is a med hypo. Pick it up and then press tab to go into use mode. Right-clicking on the med hypo will use it and restore some needed hit points. Your hit points are displayed by a bar in the lower left corner of your screen. Many objects in your inventory can be used by right-clicking on them.
Oh, right. I don't know if it was in the base game, but in the sec mod, every hypo you use will give you an empty hypo. And you could use empty hypos to create some interesting potions, other hypos that can be used to, like, you can learn how to make, I think, speed hypos or unique hypos to recover your psionic power or other such things.
See the crate in front of you? To search it, center it on your screen and right-click. If you are in use mode, simply move the pointer to the crate and right-click. To take an item from that container, simply left-click on it. This will automatically place that item in your inventory. To close the container window and return to shoot mode, press the tab key.
gonna have to switch that. Currently, it's set to only I need to make that a button.
One of the most important tools you have as a soldier is your PDA. This device stores audio logs, emails, and other useful information. Click on the disk icon near the bottom of your screen to bring up the PDA display. Currently, the contents of your PDA are empty. Now pick up the audio log in front of you.
Wow. It's part disk, part... Well, I guess they're both disks. Part looks like a 3.5 floppy, and part CD. These days it'd just be probably a USB key, right? Or whatever it is. What is it? Yeah, I guess it's a USB key.
This message is coming from the audio log you just picked up. You can use your PDA at any time to play any audio log or email you've received. In the field, the PDA is also used for keeping track of your current mission objectives and obtaining help information.
I do not think you have to be in your inventory mode to listen to the PDA play. You can immediately just close it, and it will continue to play in the background.
Now it's time to learn about jumping and mantling. To jump, simply press the space bar. Some surfaces can be mantled onto by holding down the space bar. Mantling lets you pull yourself up to ledges and other high places in front of you. Give it a try.
Mantling was something I've really enjoyed in the Thief series, and this game had it as well. I don't think Deus Ex, the original, had mantling in it.
To climb a ladder, simply walk into it and look upward. You'll automatically start climbing the ladder.
Okay, that was basic training.
You've done well. Remember, if you're unclear on any aspect of what you've just learned, you can repeat the training as often as you wish.
Nope, we got it. Okay, advanced training time.
If you've completed basic training, you're ready for the advanced lessons provided here. Advanced training will familiarize you with the 3 key areas of military service: weapons training, technical training, and psionics training. Approach the Cyberlink booth of your choice to train in that area. When you finish training in the 3 areas, proceed directly to the Recruitment Center to choose and start your military career.
All right, wannabe. If you want to learn the weapon skills it takes to even think about joining the Marines, come on in. We're looking for a few good men.
Nice.
Good to have you on board. Now we'll teach you how to handle a firearm. Pick up the pistol and the clip from the table. You can equip the weapon in one of 2 ways. Bring up your inventory and drag the pistol to your weapons equip slot near the right-hand side of your inventory. If that's too slow for you, you can use the hotkeys on the keyboard. Press 2. If the pistol was in your inventory, it will equip for you automatically. To lock and load the ammo clip, hit the R key or hit the reload button on the lower right corner of your screen. Once you've loaded the firearm, take a shot at the dummy robot by pressing your left mouse button when in shoot mode. Notice how its health bar gets shorter as you chip away at it.
Oh, wow. I have misconfigured something. I'll be right back. Wow. That took way too long. Alright, everyone. There seems to be some sort of thing, well, I guess I'll just call it a bug, with the keybinds. I'm not sure what's causing it, but just in case, I'm just going to indicate what it is. So if you guys are ever playing this game, and the same thing happens to you, you'll know how to fix it really quick. Or not so quick, because I tend to ramble on. When you rebind your controls, assuming that you're going to do so, do not assign anything to attack or use item. And by that, I mean don't click on them and select clear. Don't click on them and select bind. Do not do anything to them. Let these remain empty, because empty apparently means left mouse 1 and mouse 2, your left mouse button and right mouse button. Or at least it does for my mouse, a G700 Logitech. I has tried to assign these mouse 1 and mouse 2 directly, and instead it does nothing but pop up my inventory, apparently. When I cleared them to empty them, it also does nothing. Nothing at all. So there's an invisible mouse 1 and mouse 2 assigned to those. Just leave them alone just like that. Okay, well, everything should be working now, so let's begin shooting the robots. Nice. Notice that it took quite a few shots to kill that robot. That is because we are using standard ammunition in our gun. We'll cover
Some items need to be charged with energy before they can be used. Pick up the laser pistol. Now use the recharging station nearby. The recharge station will juice up all of your energy-based items. Weapons, batteries, you name it.
Pistols obviously require bullets. Your laser weapons can be recharged at these stations. An energy recharging station recharges all of the energy items in your inventory if they can be recharged. Oh, I love it. I think in the normal game, this weapon was it might not have been, but I'm pretty sure it was a slow light projector, which is to say that instead of firing instantly, like that, it fired a bullet basically made of light. I much prefer this instead. It is awesome. I love this laser pistol. Now, we should cover something different about weapons as well, something that the game won't tell us about to my knowledge. Weapons have an alternate firing mode on them. My pistol can be set to fire in burst mode. Which will fire 2 or 3 shots apparently.
Ammunition drained.
Our laser pistol can be set to overcharge mode, which fires a energy inefficient blast, 20, whereas normally it would take me about 18 or so to destroy the robot instead. Note that the energy blast, when I use it for the laser pistol, has a long recharge associated with it as well. All the weapons in the game have an alternate firing mode.
Weapons are not fine wines. They do not get better with age. The colored dot on the lower right corner of the screen tells you what kind of shape your firearm is in. Green is good, red is bad. To fight the effects of wear and tear, a soldier with maintenance skill can use a maintenance tool to improve the condition of his weapon. Just pick up the tool, open your inventory, and drag the tool onto your pistol. Remember that maintenance tools are only good for a single use.
I want to go over this a little more to help you guys out in case you don't understand it. So basically, it's durability. The lower the number, the more your weapon needs to be repaired. When your weapon, I think if your weapon ever goes to 2 or 1 and you continue to fire it, there's a chance it will jam, and then it will need to be repaired to unjam it. If it ever reaches 0, it will break. You can use maintenance tools by dragging them onto the weapon. In this case, we can see our pistol is a 4. If we drag the maintenance tool on top of the pistol, it's upped it to a 9. Now, there's something else I need to explain about maintenance. It was improved 5 points because the maintenance here is at 5 points. If maintenance was set to 2, we would only repair 2 points on the pistol, or any item that we use a maintenance tool on. All weapons, with the exception of melee weapons to my knowledge, need to have maintenance done on them, so all ranged weaponry. You can expect me to begin putting points into maintenance very quickly and early on. It is crucial if you want to do any ranged combat in the game.
Good work. Now you're ready for the Marines. Take a look at the other training areas first before you enlist. They might just come in handy.
Inside, we'll teach you the basics of some technical skills you'll need in the Navy.
All right, let's do it.
Welcome. You'll notice when you're in the Cyberlink booth, we'll provide you with a temporary cyber interface and the skills you need to accomplish the training tasks. But they'll only last so long as you're in the booth. The object in front of you is a container of nanites. Nanites are consumed whenever you perform technical tasks, such as hacking or repairing. When you pick up the container of nanites, they do not go in your general inventory, but are instead displayed in use mode on the bottom left of your screen. Walk over to the keypad by the door and try out hacking.
Nanites are both the currency in the game. You'll use them to purchase things from vending machines. And they're also used to do any technical task. Hacking, modifying, repairing things. Nanites will be used in that regard as well. They are also used to respawn you if you die.
Use the keypad by right-clicking on it. To the right of the number pad, you'll see an orange tab labeled Hack. Left-click on the tab. Text will appear indicating the difficulty of the hack and any bonuses that apply. Click on the Start button to begin hacking. You'll see a grid of nodes. Clicking on a node will either turn it bright or dark. To successfully hack, you must connect 3 bright nodes in a straight line. Beware the ice nodes with the red outlines. If one of these turns dark, you fail the hack, and you might break the item you're working on or worse. You can restart your hack attempt at any time by hitting the reset button, though you'll have to pay the nanite cost again.
Alright, so to hack at all, you have to pay the cost to do so. You need to get 3 lit squares in a straight line to be successful. If one of the squares goes dark, you haven't failed, but you need to try a different way to go about hacking the system. I'm going to try seeing if I can get a dark square to show you guys. Alright, well apparently we're just going to succeed. Alright, this is fine. If you select the ice node and it goes dark, as the guy gentleman said, you could break this or worse. We succeeded. And we get 20 more nanites.
You can use nanites to buy items from replicators. To use a replicator, right-click on it.
Hi there.
Then left-click on the item you wish to purchase. The item you
Thank you
purchase
for
will drop
choosing
into the slot
Value
below.
Wrap.
Make sure you pick up your purchases before you
Hi
leave.
there. Please make your selection. Hi there. Please make your selection.
You can also hack these machines. We have a hack of 3, so we're able to go ahead and do this.
Hi there. Please make your selection.
Reinitialized.
Hacking the replicators might reveal, well, it will cycle the items and generally grant you new items. These new items will also generally have lower prices than they would if they were normally available.
You learned the basics of the technical skills. There are several other technical skills you'll learn throughout the course of your career, such as repairing items and modifying weapons. The cyber interfaces for these tasks are similar to the hacking interface. Before you enlist in the Navy, try out the other training courses. They'll be useful.
Inside, you will learn how to reach out with your mind. Do not let fear block your path. We've provided you with a virtual interface and the temporary ability to project simulated psionic powers. Once you leave this area, these powers will be lost to you. The red bar at the lower left of your screen tells you how many psi points you have. Psi points symbolize the current ability to use your psi powers. Psi hypos replenish your psi points. Try using a psi hypo and watch your psi points increase. When you've reached your maximum in psi points, move to the next station.
Okay, I have hotkeys set to using my psi hypos and medical hypos, so I will just be increasing them as I need them.
This psi amp amplifies your psi powers and lets you project them into the real world. To equip it, pick it up, and then hit the tilde key. Firing the psi amp activates your currently selected psi discipline. You currently have access to 2 disciplines, cryokinesis and kinetic redirection. Go into use mode and click on the arrows on the bottom right of the screen. This will cycle through your available psi disciplines. Later, clicking on the arrows above the number to the left will allow you to select psi disciplines from higher tiers. Use cryokinesis to destroy the robot and kinetic redirection to pull that nanite container towards you. Be careful. Holding down the mouse button can augment the power, but holding it down for too long will cause burnout, which will damage you. If you run out of psi points, use another psi hypo.
So you want to get your psi power to be within that yellow area. I believe it gives you a temporary +2 to your psi stat, allowing it to be more effective at whatever it is that you decide to do. Higher psi abilities will have a quicker charge on your use, so it becomes tougher to get it within that yellow frame, as it were. Now, the game hasn't taught you how to do this, and to my knowledge, you have to know how to do this. I guess the internet taught me years ago how to do so, but we can hotkey our psi powers. Normally, one of the F keys will cycle through them, but we can use the function keys to set a default for our different psionic powers. Open up this screen. Then, when you have one of your psi powers selected, hold down Shift and press an F key. That will make a shortcut. Why can't I think of the name of it now? That will hotkey, there you go, the ability to that F key, and then whenever you press it, you will immediately select it from then on. Oops, I think I accidentally hit the wrong... Oh, and apparently you can do so from this screen as well. I accidentally hit Shift F3 there, which unsets psi pull. You can see the psi pull activated in the right-hand corner, just in case you don't know why that sound is happening. When you use psi pull, you target the thing, and then it comes towards you. Yep. Oh, right. But psi pull ended, even though we recast it again. Oh, well. All right. Well, I mean, we can just grab this and that thing, too, for all the good it does us. All right. We're done with psionic powers.
Mastery of the mind is a slow but rewarding process. Return to this area if you need more guidance. Before you enlist in the OSA, it would be useful to experiment in the other training courses.
Here's where you make your choice, soldier. Here's where you enlist in one of the 3 branches of the military. Once you decide on your branch of service, there's no going back. A shuttle will take you to a UNN orbital space station, where you'll receive a briefing regarding your yearly postings. Good luck.
Oh, I'm always torn here. I tend to play OSA agents, and I'm really tempted to play this again here. The psychic abilities, I've always loved mages in games like this. The psychic abilities are basically magic. Navy is great for starting with some technical skills, and Marines will give you the option of heavy weaponry or energy weapons. You can pick any of these, though, and then go towards any of the other trees, because there aren't really trees per se. It's just, where do you want to spend your points? How should I describe it again? You can start as an OSA agent and then take heavy weaponry, laser weapons, increase your strength and endurance, and basically be a Marine. Maybe you just wanted to start with any items that the OSA would have given you. I think you start with a psi amp and any of the starting techs as well that it would have granted you. Again, that's a really long-winded way to say that selecting one of these careers sets up your initial stats, but nothing stops you from selecting those stats later on in the game. I think it is more efficient to choose the OSA as your starting ability, as if you ever decide to use psionic powers, you will have saved yourself a handful, maybe like 6 to 10, cyber modules, experience points basically. We are going to pick the OSA. I love the OSA very much, and we're going to play him, this character, again. Okay, welcome to the OSA training area. We're going to be selecting different postings every year that we're here. Basically, we just get to listen to a dialogue about what the posting is, and then walk down the hallway, and we will be given the stat increase.
The OSA welcomes you to Orbital Station Chunlo. Ready yourself to feel the limitations of your mind slipping away. We will guide your path over the next 4 years. The shuttle bays at the center of the station will ferry you to your next stage of growth. When you've chosen, head into the appropriate shuttle bay. Get ready to learn things you've never imagined.
That sounds awesome. Haven't done this since Occult Chronicles. Yeah, I guess we're a psychic, actually, right? Not a magic user. But it basically is magic. We'll be able to throw fireballs, pyrokinesis later on, and what have you. I find the OSA abilities to be incredible. I've always liked this type of character. Alright, here are our postings. When we walk toward one of these doors, we'll be told how it will improve our stats via text in the upper left-hand corner, while the lady tells us what the mission would consist of.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Chu-Lun are modulated for your training. You shall spend a year in contemplation of mass, both yours and that of objects, until you can bend them to your intentions.
We will learn Tier 2 psionic powers and earn, what was it, Cyber Reflection? And I didn't remember what the other one was. So unlocking Tier 2 cyber abilities would give us more psi points just by doing that, and enable us to begin selecting Tier 2 psi powers. Let me see what the other abilities were really quick.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Chu-Lun are modulated for your training. You shall spend a year in contemplation of mass, both yours and that of objects, until you can bend them to your intentions.
The psycho-reflective screen is a damage reduction. It's as if you're wearing some weak armor, I believe. I think it reduces the damage you take by 15%. Cryokinesis is the attack power we saw before. It launches an orb of cold at the enemy.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Runang await you. A year in meditation on the nature of matter will grant you power over it.
Kinetic redirection. I think... Is that the ability that lowers the alarm level? I think that might be it. I don't remember, unfortunately. Let's see what this last one is.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Shaoling await you. There you will spend a solitary year focused in a meditation on motion and sound, and how they may serve your will.
Cybernetic Cyber Infinity temporarily increases your Cyber Affinity stat. Cyber Affinity increases the amount of energy that your items can carry, and gives you a 5% per point bonus to any of the technical skills: hacking, modify, repair. It is a very useful stat. I will be taking that psionic power at some point. I think to start with, we need some defense. So we'll take this.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Chu-Lun are modulated for your training. You shall spend a year in contemplation of mass, both yours and...
Your year in the tanks of the Chu-Lun is finished. Your will has grown. Can you feel it gather to strike? You have learned how to freeze your foes in their tracks, and how to shield yourself from them as well. Second-tier disciplines are now within your grasp. You may now take your skills into the field to pit them against our enemies. You've mastered Tier 2 psi disciplines, cryokinesis, and psycho-reflective screen. Ooh, dropping from the sky. Haven't seen that since Thief. Kulan Research Lab, telepathic interrogation. I think this is +1 research. That is +2 to psionics. I think. Let's see if I remember.
Your body has been neglected in your training of your mind. On Io, you will find soldiers who wish to test their endurance. You will surpass their physical prowess without compromising your mental discipline.
+2 endurance. Endurance is your hit points. I believe this would be, I want to say, 8 more hit points in hard mode.
Dr. Chandris Phalan's research labs have produced many of this decade's advances in psionic technique. You shall spend a year serving his genius, learning to understand his insights and whims.
Research is used to give you bonuses against various enemies in the game, and you will need research if you want to use certain items in the game as well. We will be forced to take research at one point, I think. as well. Unless, oh, maybe that's not the case anymore. Well, you used to have to be forced to take research, at least, to make progress throughout the game. I think we're in about the second third of the game. I'm tempted to take the research. It would save us some cyber modules, but let's see what this last one is.
Sifting the thoughts of treachery and disloyalty from the morass of emotion and internal conflict that fill most mundanes can be disquieting. You shall spend a year building the general strength of your mind, while learning how to probe the thoughts of the less capable without losing yourself.
2 psi points. That's really useful. That would increase the damage of our cryokinesis and have our other abilities last longer or be more efficient, as well as give us more psi points. Let's take telepathic interrogation. We're basically going to be a glass cannon with that. Your time of service at the OSA Central Core has reached its end. Your year was mostly peaceful, with one major exception. The hired assassin tried to disguise her intentions under a layer of quite explicit daydreams, but you were not deceived. Near the end, you felt the presence of her fading thoughts enter your own mind, and then vanish like a clearing mist. You've gained +2 psionic ability. Ah, yes! Let's watch this robot, everybody. A little Easter egg here. Yep. You're probably too young to know what this is. But that is the Macarena dance, I believe. Oh, crap. Has it been that long? It's been that long. Does anyone even know what that song is? Look at that robot. That looks awesome. Okay, what have we got here?
Many threats to security can only be defeated from inside. Your mind shall be carefully blanked and conditioned with the nature and past of a criminal. Join with the criminal and rebellious, endure their squalor and chaos, and then, when it is time, liquidate them from within.
1 strength, 1 agility, remote electron tampering, 1 cyber affinity. Wow. Well, strength increases the damage we do with melee weapons. I believe it impacts the amount of space we're allowed to have in our inventory and is needed to carry certain weapons or wield them in combat. Agility affects our movement speed, is required for some weapons to use them as well, in particular the laser sword, I believe, and is also used, I think it improves our weapon swing speed in some instances. Cyber Affinity, I've covered already, affects all our technical skills, and Remote Electron Tampering, that is the ability which, when used, it's a psi ability, reduces the length of time remaining on an alarm. When alarms are going off, the game rapidly spawns enemies to get you until the alarm ends. In the Sec mod, that is devastating to you, so it might be worth taking it. I will have to think about it.
In the grand scheme, individuals are no more important than pieces on a game board. Occasionally, it becomes necessary to remove a piece without disturbing the flow of the game. These removals will be done in silence and with complete secrecy. You shall spend a year learning these skills.
I think that neurodampening, reflex dampening, is that what that said? I believe what that does is it allows you to fire your weapons without there being any recoil. I think that's what that does. We also, if you choose that, also gain +1 strength, +1 agility, and +1 psi affinity.
Acts of political terrorism and corporate coercion disturb corporate and political stability. You shall spend a year battling these chaotic elements, both psionically and by physical force.
I believe agility? Is that what it said? Why do I have such a bad... I'm getting old. We're going with I'm getting old. That improves our agility stat. I want to say it improves our stat temporarily by the amount of psi points we have. So I think it gives us +3 agility at the moment, but it might only give us +2. I can't remember. We're going to pick this one, I think.
In the grand scheme, individuals are no more important than pieces on a game board. Occasionally, it becomes necessary to remove a piece without disturbing the flow of the game.
You are directed to return to Station 7434A. Your year with the OSA Field Base has reached its conclusion. You've enjoyed your power over life and death, and your careful moves serve to prevent great chaos and further death. You've learned the art of deadly motion, and the art of complete stillness. You've gained +1 strength, +1 agility, and +1 cybernetic affinity, and mastered neuro-reflex dampening.
Shuttle A-138, you have clearance for landing on the Von Braun in Shuttle Bay 2. Welcome aboard, soldier.
Reinitializing memory strings. Restoring patient memory. Restoring memory. Restoring memory.
Steady yourself, soldier. This is Dr. Janice Polito of the Computer Ops staff of the Von Braun. You're safe for the time being. You're recovering from the effects of surgery and will be unable to remember any of the events of the last few weeks. You're on board the starship Von Braun and something's gone very, very wrong. Some kind of force has hijacked this ship. That's why you volunteered to be implanted with some experimental cybernetic implants. Rely on your cyber interface. It just might save your life. You must find an elevator and come up to Deck 4 to meet me. Deck 4. Can you remember that? But keep your eyes open. They're after us both now.
Everyone, I need to check on the recording. I will be right back. Okay, everyone, things are going okay. We just woke up from cryo sleep. Let's take a look at our situation. Wow. Lots of blood around.
Watch out. I'm getting strange readings from that radar dish outside the window. It's become unstable due to... Move! Take cover!
Critical decompression hazard in the cryo recovery suite. Evacuate immediately.
What the heck? Some worms are around here as well. We gotta get out of here fast.
The entire sector is depressurizing and the blue vacuum shield won't last long. Get through a secure airlock before you're sucked into space. Move it!
Access needed.
Uh-oh. Wow. What an awesome place to put the guard.
Great. Gotta change the access codes out of Cryo A again. Like I've got nothing better to do. I think Grassy just likes to make work for me. I'll set the new code to 45100. That should be easy enough to remember.
Oh, right, the new wires. Somewhere, we have, the closer you are to the correct match, the more that this will move. I believe that's a System Shock 1 thing, though I've never played System Shock 1, so I couldn't tell you for sure.
Warning. Decompression event imminent. Please move immediately to cryo recovery B. Decompression event imminent.
I don't believe that they were in the original. Oh, that's a shame. This is broken. We can't repair it. I'll repair 6 for that.
This power cell is dead. There should be a recharger nearby. Just use it and it will recharge all the power-driven devices in your possession. After you've recharged the cell, plug it into the auxiliary power unit. That should open the airlock door. Be quick about it. The vacuum seals won't hold up much longer.
Airlock door inoperative. Auxiliary power override failure. Please replace power cell.
Crap, where's the power cell? I actually don't see it whatsoever. Oh, no. Oh, we're gonna die if we stayed here for too much longer. Did I miss it? Was it in the whatchamacallit? We're not getting back up there. It must be in the room somewhere. Oh, hello. Wow. Had to bash that open.
Good. You've managed to get out before the whole area depressurized. I've just uploaded you some cybernetic modules. You can use them to upgrade your cybernetic rig at the upgrade units in this area. There are 4 types of units in the next room. 1 for each subsystem of your cybernetic gear. Stats, psi, weapons, and tech. But use the modules carefully. They're hard to come by.
Alright, everyone. That was exciting. Oh my goodness. I believe the key card and that power cell are in much easier to find locations in the base game. Oh my goodness. I don't remember this at all. This is going to be wonderful. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the things we have. In fact, we're just going to be looking at some of our inventory items. The level up... I don't know how to what you call it. The level up system is right up ahead of us. We'll cover that as well, and then we'll call it a session, because we've been playing for almost an hour so far. And we'll do all that when we reach the level up section, which is just up ahead, or room, whatever we're going to call it. The bodies here. Look how crisp the wording is on this. This is wonderful. There's a Psiops amplifier. Because we went with Psiops, we start with a Psi amplifier, though. Anything else around here? Anything up here? Nice. Grab the standard bullets. Hey, you know, I think in the past I've only been able to get that through Psi-Pull. The lower left info tab contains... Okay, well, I'll cover that in a bit. So there's these information kiosks that you can click on, which will describe how things work that the tutorial did not tell you in the beginning of the game. We'll cover them more in depth in just a few more seconds. I want to wait till we get to the actual room, which I think is right in this. Oh! Holy crap! Oh my god, it scared the hell out of me! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh. This is a hybrid. We'll be finding plenty of them up ahead. Wow, that was terrifying. Okay, let's go ahead and now cover everything that the game hasn't told us already that I can remember. After we search everything here. Oh, nice. More cyber modules. 5 in there. And then we'll cover all these things, and then we'll be good to go for the next episode. Yeah, so this one's mostly information. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so from the screen, down here, see this test tube in the lower left-hand corner? This brings up your research tab. Anything that you have researched, I think, and tells you how quickly your research is going. The question mark allows you to click on items, like the basketball, and read about it. This is a basketball. Yep, that's pretty much what it is. Some items, like let's say this antitoxin hypo, will give us a little more information about it here. The Vitahib Detoxification Hypo Spray acts fast and it acts strong to rid your body of chemical and environmental hazards. Had too much to drink? Wandered too close to a synchro kit building in progress? Try a dose. Children, senior citizens, pregnant women, and those of any form of medication are warned to consult Health Advisory 1053T32 before using. VidaHub Sky Banner 2110. I do like reading all this, everybody. You can expect me to read them all at least once. Sorry about this, but I'm going to do it. This .45 standard round is encased in a solid steel jacket. These rounds provide general purpose stopping power. Their main advantage is that of this ordnance is that it's extremely cheap to produce, and therefore readily available. No target type is either particularly vulnerable nor resistant to these rounds. In other words, it's good against both living and robotic enemies. We'll find anti-armor and anti-personnel weapons, bullets as well. Developed by Esper Industries, a critical branch of Triops military research and... I don't remember what the development division. This controversial device allows psionically able individuals to amplify and project their powers into the world. Before the development of Psi-Amp, Psi powers were mostly only detectable in a lab environment. The amp contains and inhibits the normal diffusion problems inherent in Psi phenomena. The amp also allows a user to effectively channel their initiate Psi powers to a number of proscribed effects. This device caused a furor in the Psi community, primarily because of its obviously military applications, but also because the amp's tendency to define psionic disciplines among a few specific and generally utilitarian axis. In other words, there's quite a few more psionic abilities in the world. Oh wow, that was lucky you didn't accidentally click that. Sorry, I did accidentally click it, but it's a hotkey. But the Psi-Amp only allows you to use certain Psi powers. I guess that's how they balance the game. We have a can of cola. Invented in the early part of the 20th century, soda was created as a refreshing beverage, a mixture of carbonated water and corn syrup. For such a trivial-seeming product, soda and similar beverages fueled the rise of the first two megacorporations, the names of which are illegal to publish by UNN Information Ordinance 234 FD34. Net rumors suggest that these two corporations' marketing skirmishes turned into physical ones, promulgated by the destruction of offshore bottling plants by hired mercenary squads in 2023. Wow. How about that? I don't think we're any closer to having Coca-Cola and Pepsi slaughter each other, though. I do like that they can't mention them in the game, though. And we have an object that we haven't researched. I don't think we have any research, though. Now, speaking of research and what we have, let's look at our stats. We have 2 points in strength. And yes, this does improve our inventory capacity. This is what will increase... So you see these locked slots here? Every point in strength will unlock another column. We have 1 point of endurance, so we're pretty weak. 27 hit points. 3 points in psionics. That's awesome. This gives us all the points and lets our psionics be stronger. 2 points in agility and 2 points in cyber. For our tech, we don't have anything. We have no combat abilities. And here's our psionic powers. We have... Yes, okay, so the screen protects us from 50% of non-energy combat damage. We have new reflex dampening. This eliminates weapon kickback. And projected cryonesis, our weapon. We have no rank 2 powers, although we have rank 2 unlocked. These are our key cards. We only have the cryogenic sector. And this is everything that we've listened to. We have any notes that we have to do. These are objectives. Any logs that we've picked up. And any emails that we've read.
Watch out. I'm getting strange readings from that radar dish outside the window. It's become unstable due to... Move!
That's right. I can kill that by hitting backspace. Here... is where we can learn all sorts of different weapon techs. Standard, energy, and heavy weapons. Currently. There's another type which will become unlocked as we play through the game. You can see the cost of taking this upgrade here, and the number of modules we have here. Here's our tech. We don't have enough to take any of this at the moment. Oh, hacking is more expensive than repair and modify. Interesting. I will probably want a point in research. We're going to want some points in standard weapons. And then we're going to want some maintenance. And endurance and everything else of this sort as well. Here's our psionic powers. We can take, as you can see, more psionic powers for the cost of 4 modules per point. Okay, cyber affinities plus 2 cyber. Lasts for 1 minute, 2 minutes plus 1 minute per psi. And these are all the different rankings. To unlock tier 3, we need to spend 41 points, and then we can take individual psi skills up here for 11. I'm not going to go over all of them. I can look at them off screen and tell you why I'm taking them. Here's our stats. I am really tempted right now, if we're going to, just take a point in endurance to give me a few more hit points. 3 hit points. Okay, only 3 at this difficulty. Okay, I think next we'll be saving for research or standard weapons. One of those two will be next. Alright, everybody, we're going to stop here. Thank you guys for watching. And when we come back, we'll explore the Von Braun and figure out what the heck happened here. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Or in the next episode. Hopefully that will also just be a little bit.